Okay, so while I'm pulling it up, the first step for 34 is going to be to tell me what shape it is. Okay, so we're solving for the surface area of a rectangular. It's not a rectangular prism because a rectangular prism is just like a box. Yeah, rectangular pyramid. So looking at 34, first thing we do is write our formula. So surface area equals okay. Now, remember when we're doing surface area that we're just adding together the area of all of the different sides of this shape. So how many sides do we have on this shape? There are actually 5, okay? Because Lily, you've got the base here, which is the rectangle. And then you've got this side here, and then this side over here that are the same triangle. And then you also have this side and then the back side over there. That's the same triangle. Okay, can you see it now? Okay, yeah, counting the base too. So we have to have the area of all of the sides, okay? So the first thing, the first part of it here, this LW, that is the length and the width of the base, okay? So what are the measurements for that? Okay, 3 would be one of them. What's the other one? Yeah. So you're going to have equals 3 times 2. And then the other part, okay, this LW is going to be the height of one of the sides times the base of that side. So we can do the height of this side, which is here, and note it's 4.1. And then the base of that side is 3. Does that make sense? So what are the numbers for the other side? Okay. So we'll do, that's plus 4.3 times 2. Okay. And now that's just plugging it all into your calculator. Does that make sense how we did that? Okay. So on this problem, do you know how to find the area of a triangle? Yeah, it is 26.9, but don't forget your units. Okay, so the area of a triangle, yes, is 1/2 base times height. So on this shape, remember we have a rectangle for the bottom, and then we have 4 triangle sides, right? So we know that one rectangle base is 2 by 3. And then if we look at the other sides, we have 2 sides that are the same, that are 3 on the bottom, and then 4.1 for the height. And then for the other sides, we have 2 on the bottom and 4.3 for the height. So one thing that you could do is to just find the area of each of those individual parts, okay? So the area of this rectangle would be 6. And then here you would do 1/2 times 3 times 4.1. And get 6.15. And that'll be the same for this one. And then 2 times 4.3 times 1/2 is 4.3. So then you just add all those together. And that would give you the surface area too. So then the reason up here that we didn't use that 1/2, because if the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, up here we didn't have the 1/2. And that's because we have 2, well, we have 2 here that are the same, and then 2 here that are the same. So remember, 2 times 1/2, your 2's just cancel, and that's just going to leave you with base times height. Does that help the formula make more sense? Okay, so 36 is another rectangular pyramid, right? So we're going to do the same thing here. Does it make sense to you to be able to plug into the formula? Or do you want me to break it down into the shapes? Okay. So for this one, your surface, oh, I'm still on erase. Your surface area is equal to length times width plus length and width of another side plus length and width of another side. Okay. So the first one is your base. So what are the measurements for that one? Okay. And then pick one of the sides and tell me the measurements for the base and the height of one of those sides. Okay. And then what about the last side? It's not 9.8 and 8. Because look, it's got this right here. Yeah, 9.8 and 7. So do you see what to do from there? Okay. $40. Hang on a second. Let me pull it up. Okay, so what kind of shape is 40? Yes, now we have a rectangular prism. Okay, so if we can picture this, all right, you've got this big face here, or base, and then the same one on the other side, okay? So you've got two of those, right? And then you've got this side here and this side here that are the same. And then you've got this side here and this side here that are the same, right? Okay, so using our formula for surface area, it's two times the length times the width plus 2 times, oh, sorry, that does not look like a 2. 2 times the length and the height of another side plus 2 times the width and the height of another side. So really that's just, this is one of the sides, this is one of the sides, and this is one of the sides, okay? So don't let the different letters get you hung up. Just kind of be like, okay, well, I know how to find the area of a rectangle. It's just length times width. And I've got 2 of each. Okay? Does that make sense? Does that help make it a little more clear for those? Okay. So for the first one, we'll do this big one, okay? This big square here. So what are the measurements for that one? Yeah, 12 and 12. So it's going to be 2 times 12 times 12, okay? And then plus. Now, let's look at these sides here, okay? So what are your measurements for those sides? These two skinny little sides here. So those are 2 and 12, okay? Because they go, it's hard to see because they're so tiny. But see, it goes back to, like, picture a pizza box, because a pizza box is really a big square, but very thin. Does that help? Okay, so the measurements for this side, then it's 12 long and it goes back to like that, okay? So it'll be 2 times 12 times 2. And then for the other sides, oop, I am not erasing like I thought I was. For the other sides, for these, they're actually going to be the same, okay? They'll be 2 and 12 again. Do you see it on those? Okay. So again, 2 times 12 times 2. And then you just put all that in your calculator again. Are you starting to feel better about them? Okay, 49. So 49, do you know what kind of shape that is? It's a triangular pyramid. See how it goes up to a point? A prism has rectangles on it. So triangular pyramid is that formula that I wrote on the board. Did you copy it down? Okay. So we're going to work with surface area equals capital B plus 3/2 base times height. Okay. Do you remember what capital B is? Is the area of the base. Okay. So for this one, that means we're going to have to look at it and try to see which side is the base. Okay. Because we really have 4 triangles here, right? So we're going to have a base and then 3 other triangles that are the same because they're all coming off of the same, they're all going to have that same width at the bottom in this case. So are you able to look at it and see which one is the base? Or should we break it out and figure it out? Yeah, the one with the 9.5 height, yeah, that'll be the base. Okay, so remember, area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, okay? 1/2 times the base times the height. So for that part, we're going to have 1/2. The base is this 11 here, okay? Times 11. And then the height is that 9.5. Does that make sense? Okay, so then we have 3 other triangles, right? It'll be this one, then this one, and then there's one back here too, okay? So What's the base of all three of those? $11. And then what's the height of them? Yep. So times 11 times 6.8. Okay. And then that's all. I think maybe you're missing part of it. So this part equals 112.2. But you still have to do this part. Okay, so that part's 52.5 or 0.25, sorry. So now you're going to add those two together. Yep, and don't forget your units. Let me pull it up. Okay, so what shape is 37? Yeah, it's a cone. So then what do we need to know about the cone in order to find the surface area? All right, so what's the radius of this one then? Okay, the radius is 3. So we're just going to plug in pi times 3 squared plus pi. Oh, that's not a 2. Sorry. My contacts are getting dry. That's an L. So pi times 3 times L. L is this length here, okay? It's like the slant length of the cone. So times 10.4. Okay, that's a little bit too big. Well, it's a lot bit too big. All right, so for the, yeah, so for the first part, you're gonna do 3 squared. So what's 3 squared? So then just do 9 times pi. And then plus, like, are you using a graphing calculator? Which kind of calculator are you using? Okay. Your phone might make it hard. Do you have is it an iPhone? Okay, hang on, let me grab mine so I can try to make sure I'm doing it the same. Okay. So let's see. Are you turning it sideways and using the scientific mode? Okay. So you'll do 9 times. Is there a pi? Yeah, it is. 9 times pi equals. So, Lily, what I would do if you're going to use your phone at home, see the button up at on the top row that says M plus? Okay, I would hit that M plus button, and that's going to add that number to the memory of the calculator. So now you can hit clear and do the second part of that. So now do pi times 3 times 10.4. And you get like 98 and a bunch of decimals. Okay. So now do M plus again and hit equals. And what do you get? Yeah, that's too big. Maybe we did that wrong. Let's see. Hit your, okay. Maybe my memory was not clear. Let's see. Hit the MC button. And let's try again. So pi times 9 and then M plus. Then clear. Then pi times 3 times 10.4. So you get like 98. Now, I think if you hit M plus there and then hit MR, that should give you the answer. That's okay. All right, so that did work for me. Were you following that? while I was talking it out? Okay, so what'd you get? No, it's 126.29. Maybe what you need to do is try using the parentheses that are up there. So to do that, you would do clear everything out and then do open parentheses, pi times 9, and then close parentheses. Then hit the plus button. And then open parentheses again. And then do pi times 3 times 10.4. And then close parentheses, and then the equal button. You got 126.29? You're welcome. Okay, so 33 is just, it's a cylinder, right? So what do we need to know for the formula on a cylinder? Okay, so then what's the radius of this one? Okay, good job. So then you'll just take that and plug it in. Your surface area is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. So 2 times pi times 11 squared plus 2 times pi times 11 times 8, which is that height of the cylinder. Does that make sense? Okay, good. That's right. Some of these are really big numbers that seem strange. Yeah, that's what you'll need. Each person in your group will need to bring one toilet paper tube and one paper towel tube. And then there only needs to be one box per group. So, okay, yeah. So if you bring one in, Tessa doesn't have to, or vice versa, but you both need to bring toilet paper and paper towel. You're welcome. You feel okay about it now? Okay, good.